If you played Hytale at launch and haven't been back since, here's what you missed, and whether it's actually worth returning. The first few weeks were mostly the game fixing itself, but alongside the bug fixes, real content started showing up. Dinosaurs appeared in underground jungles. Ore distribution got rebalanced across all zones, so what you're finding and where actually makes sense now. Mining itself got a full overhaul. Pickaxe speed is now tied to ore tiers, so there's a real reason to push your gear forward instead of everything feeling flat. And the Necromancy Grimoire arrived, a magic weapon that raises skeletal minions from bone piles scattered around the world. First sign that the combat sandbox has more going on than it looked at launch. Animal taming came in shortly after. Feeding, milking, shearing, mounting. Sickles landed for harvesting multiple crops in one swing instead of going plant by plant. And climbing on ropes got a full rework. Sidestepping, rotation, dropping. So vertical exploration actually feels intentional now. This week's update is a different conversation, though. Over 500 new blocks just landed. Half are in survival, complete sets for limestone, slate, chalk, cooled magma, each coming with bricks, cobble, stairs, roofs, the full set. New trees, too. Apple, camphor, and spiral varieties, plus a completely redesigned frostwood. The world looks noticeably different to what you left. The other half of those blocks are creative only, and that's where it gets genuinely unexpected. The Cyber City set arrived. Neon signs, arcade machines, colored light sources, metal pipe systems in copper, zinc, and bronze. If you ever found the building side of Hytale limited, that's changed. Proximity voice chat landed with real spatial audio, cave reverb, underwater muffling, open field clarity, which makes multiplayer feel like a noticeably different experience. Potions switched from instant heals to heal over time, so fights require actual timing instead of just topping up mid-swing. And the farming bench no longer gates high-tier crops. For the full list of everything across all 4 updates, links in the description. But here's the part worth paying attention to. The devs were upfront that those 500 blocks aren't just content for content's sake. They're the raw material Worldgen V2 needs to actually function. Richer biomes, more complex dungeons, a world that looks and feels like a different game to what launched in January. Everything shipped so far is the team laying the groundwork for that, which means the game right now is meaningfully better than launch, but the version they've been building towards still isn't here yet. Adventure mode is still absent. Dungeon entrances exist in the world with work in progress signs on them. Friends lists aren't shipped. There's a community plugin called Hyfixes, 16,000 downloads, that's actively patching server crashes that can hit every 30 minutes with bigger player counts. That's still an open issue. So, is it worth coming back right now? If you left because the game felt thin, it's thicker than it was but still early. If you left because it felt unfinished, that's still true in the ways that matter most. What's changed is the pace feels real, and the foundations for something genuinely good are visible now in a way they weren't in January. That's where Hytale is. If you want the full breakdown of whether it's worth buying from scratch, that video is linked below.